Is there a problem with
Hello,
it?
everyone, and welcome to the Toku Portal podcast for Kamen Rider Build. I am Vashi V, and I am joined with.
Okay.
Drago.
The Little King.
And Rai. Welcome to the penultimate episode of Kamen Rider Build, episode 48. Guys, I feel like shit after watching this episode.
Who didn't?
Heartless assholes, that's who.
So, Kazumi is dead, but Evolt isn't sparing time for the heroes to grieve. Why would he? He's got a schedule to keep. He's only immortal.
Oh, found someone who did.
Alright, so let's take this section by section. So these notes are going to be about the opening gambit here. Gentoku is still going to fight in his injured condition. Banjo uses the hazard trigger. Evolt steals the remaining lost bottles and completes the black panel again. And then he starts sucking the moon up into a black hole. This opening fight scene was great. I loved the stylized effects on Genius form here. I loved seeing Banjo really just pick it up with the hazard trigger. This was a great way to kick off the final battle.
Yeah, it was a good thing to borrow from X8 having the main rider and the main villain pretty much fighting with paused or slowed time. And it was nice that Cross got the spotlight for a little bit. The moon being destroyed was a bit over the top, but I'm sure there will be another moon once the thing happens.
Well, I like but I just one thing I didn't see the point of is why did he have to destroy the moon?
It was a show of strength.
Yeah, that's fine. I guess it's because they wanted Evil to have that clause. I think the people wanted Evil to have that clause and they needed explanation why. But yeah, because immediately after that he begins destroying the earth.
Yeah, and the moon orbits the Earth. It came first.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
only that, it could also be like the Kickstarter. It's like, oh, I have to start somewhere. Might as well start sucking up the moon just for the hell of it.
And it does also make a good intimidation factor, like, where is your god now?
Now, to be fair to my Sonic fans out there, Eggman destroyed half the moon. Look how that turned out for him.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
If you
I was
look
like,
at,
what the hell are you talking about? Oh.
so, and then if you add, science into the mix, even if Evolt fails, he just killed millions upon millions of people with the after effects of there being no moon.
Not to mention the aquatic life.
Yeah. So congratulations, Evolt is now officially the most effective villain in Rider so far.
Say
So
that
long-
after they've done the thing.
Well, I mean, even so, it's like, to start with, he's done more damage than any other villain has. At least from what I've seen. Not counting Rookie, that was just getting a bunch of people to kill themselves.
Let's see
That's
here.
fair. Yeah, fair enough.
Spoilers for a series that's nearly 20 years old. At the end of Agito, God gets pissed and just starts causing the apocalypse.
Well, see, but God's not the villain.
He is, though.
I guess
I mean,
on a technicality, but
he's the antagonist. I guess he's not necessarily a villain because he's God, but still.
The show gets pretty philosophical for a bit.
Yeah. Like, who are the real demons here?
I mean, well, let's remove biblical implications and biblical villains out of Rider. to me, from what, at least from the majority of what I watched, he's the most effective villain. Because even if his plans fails, by theory, he just killed a shit ton of people just through the black holes. That the numerous black holes that went off, because there was no telling how many actually went down. And then with everything that would have gotten killed through destroying the moon. He has a higher kill count than everybody but God.
Pretty much. No way. He has higher kill count because he even destroyed Mars.
Yeah. And then who knows what before that.
Yeah. A good job for Kamen Rider to give us for the first time a cosmic horror.
Alright. Now that that's out of the way, with Sento and Banjo incapacitated, Gentoku tries fighting alone. He remembers how Kazumi tried convincing him to become a politician again after the fighting is done, with the statement of, "Have you not atoned for your sins at this point? Well, at least I've forgiven you." Motivated, he keeps fighting, even when he's losing. He can hear the cries and prayers of everyone outside the tower, and he pushes himself beyond his limit. Too much so, he begins fading away like Kazumi did. He goes after specifically to destroy the evil trigger. And as he begins fading away, he falls to his knees, and his shadow casts the image of his rider form. And it is beautiful.
I didn't even notice that till I watched the second time, but yeah, when I did, I was just blown away. That was really good. Yeah, and I did like that they went with some music here. I personally thought Kazumi's death was like a bit too quiet without any background music, but that's just my personal thought. So yeah, this is really good, and having the people cheer on the riders is usually something we get in the movies, and when the riders actually win. But we got one when a rider died. So yeah, it was pretty good scene. Pretty sad, but pretty good.
When the people were cheering for the riders and Gentoku was getting that glowing purple particles there, and I felt like he was getting spirit bomb instead, and that's how he was getting power to be evolved. It just looked like that as far as framing goes, and the scene was very beautiful. The where Gentoku and a rogue shadow is there, and then he just falls down. That was one of it was very heart touching for me, and also you could feel the desperation with the riders with Gentoku in the scene, like you were desperate to destroy your trigger, and yeah, which I really appreciated. As far as like in this season at least, the riders, one thing that they are is desperate to win, which we I don't think we have gotten that in most of the Riders series in Heisei Era yet. They were not desperate to win. Like that thing, this was the one where we could see that, because if they don't, then the entire world is gonna be destroyed forever, and Evolve is gonna consume more planets.
Yeah. There's not really much else I can say. Like, it's heart-wrenching, especially since not even a year ago I despised that man, and to see this now, it's he's had his ups, he's had his downs, but Gentoku is a rider now, and it's hard to see him go. It was hard to see any of them go, especially so soon. But this does bring up a worry of mine, especially considering that flashback and what we'll be seeing. But I will address it when we get to the crux of it. For now, at least, it was heart-wrenching, it was heartbreaking, and just another really well done scene. And what is still hard for me to believe is one of the last few episodes.
Well, first off, Decade, there was some music to Kazumin's death, and, that was Mitan's tears.
Oh.
Ouch.
Which, I know I wasn't on the podcast for that. To me, that initially it seemed a little out of the blue, but it does do that whole playing hard to get thing. I'm really in love with you, so that I let that one slide. But with this death scene, I'm gonna preface it with something I said back in Xaid, and I've told a couple of other people. Welcome to Kamen Rider, whose apparently new theme is "Let's kick your heart in the dick."
Hello.
Welcome, Henshin.
Audacity is connected. Before you ask, I remembered this time.
Welcome to the podcast. We are at the death scene of Gentoku.
Yeah.
If you wanna jump in and give your thoughts on everything up till then.
Okay, everything up till then. Well, yes. So I try to collect my thoughts and take off my shoes.
Banjo used Hazard Trigger. Evil started sucking up the moon. Gentoku remembers that Kazumi said, "I forgive you."
Yeah, I like how they actually cut back to that scene, and the Kazumi saying "I forgive you" was really sweet. Plus, later when we learn what Sento says to Banjo, and yeah, Gentoku's death scene, while not quite as impactful, like gut punchy as Kazumi's death scene, was still really good, especially the rogue shadow. I don't know if anyone pointed it out. You have the rogue shadow next to him on the wall.
I pointed it out.
That was pretty good. It was still a pretty good death scene. Plus, when Evil ate the moon, I'm like, well, they'd better merge the worlds now, or else the Earth's gravitational pull and tides are fucked. That's my 2 cents.
Last time I said that Kazumi's death scene was the best one in Rider in a long time. And I still think that's true. But boy, did they try to top themselves here. This is a clear runner-up.
The thing that made Kazumi's death so impactful was, like, there wasn't emotional music. It was pretty much silent, and that really got to me, at least.
Don't worry, Decade. I have been coerced. Henshin, there was some music that was Mitan's tears. I'm an evil bastard. I know.
Guess that is music.
I'm gonna cry here.
Yeah, I was on vacation when that happened, and I watched it on a friend's computer who I was staying with. Then I went to a museum, and they had to make your own dog tag booth, so I made
my god!
real dog tags. Oh my god.
How's that for timing?
Were you like tearing up the whole time?
I was just kind of coping. It wasn't the same day, it was like a day or so after, but I was in DC at the Air and Space Museum, and I saw it, and I'm like, I have to do this. If you want, I can post pictures later.
through all of this, I'll have one issue with this overall plot that I'll get to when we get to the next major thing that happened. But for me, it's like you can ask Ryer, King, or Decade. As a character here lately, I have hated Gentoku. To me, it seemed like somebody who had a crap ton of possibility that they had turned into a joke character, and it was kind of obvious, at least to start with, that that's what they did with, Pinky and his weirdo outfits and all that. But given the last couple of episodes, it gave me a little bit of time to think. I don't take it as them turning the writers, Gentoku, into a joke, because obviously that's not the case. Because these last few episodes with him have been phenomenal, even with his little jokes and whatnot, like with the towel and all that, and his shirts. He's been a very good character since they reworked his character into the leather jacket wearing badass. So I decided I'm going to chalk up him being a joke character for a month as him finding himself. Because up until that point, he's been the immoral badass doing whatever dirty work needs to get done for Faust and then for Evil. And then his dad dies, he gets his ass beat, and decides to find himself. And in the end, he did. Right before he died. Which sucks.
I would wonder how they can hear everyone's voices from all the way up there, but that's just like a minor nitpick because Kamen Rider.
They're really loud. I have there is no logical explanation for that unless when
it doesn't need to have any.
Well, actually, I can give you one. Evil rewrote the structure of the tower, and they're now basically it's now a hollow tower, so they're still on the ground. So they're hearing it through the wall.
Interesting.
Because he did do that at least twice. Because he did it once to turn it into a forest, or a set of woods or whatnot, and then they all got their ass beat, knocked back into reality.
Okay.
So,
yeah, you could argue. Yeah, and you could argue that because it is naturally hollow, that they are just echoing up.
Which that works too. So yeah, I'm good on that. If you want to continue, Rye.
I don't, but not wanting to see anyone else die, Sento and Banjo find the strength to henshin again. Evolt assumes that their power comes from their anger of Gentoku's death, but it comes from the hopes and dreams of everyone they're trying to protect. That's what it means to be a Kamen Rider. Evil prepares to fight them, and then realizes that his evil trigger was damaged by Gentoku's final attack, giving Sento an opening to Rider kick him to all hell. That was amazing. This creates the opening for Banjo to combine the lost bottles with the panel. Mizora rushes in with Pandora's box. When they combine it with the white panel, it also absorbs the energy from Genius Bottle to open the gate to the world without Skywall. It makes sense since Genius Bottle was made from all the Pandora bottles anyways. Sento explains...
No, it's made of the Pandora panel.
That too. But it also has the power of all the bottles in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sento gets to explain to Evolt for once about their plan to merge the two worlds to create one where not only he doesn't exist, but they're going to use his power as the catalyst. Banjo interferes, however, stating that because he has Evolt's genes, it'd be better if he died as well. He sacrifices himself to finish the ritual. Episode end.
That was like a harsh way to finish. I'll let you go, Decade.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head. Finally, the writers get to outsmart evil and overpower him. Because sometimes they outsmarted him, but he was just too damn strong. So that was pretty satisfying. It's gonna be. I mean, I guess this is what they were building up with all the Banjo having flashbacks of evil. He probably would have turned evil eventually, but it was still really good for his character and sad to watch him sacrifice himself.
Drago.
Oh, sorry, I was just lost in thought. Well, yeah, one of the good things that I really liked is that it's they never they one thing that about this even in final battle is till now is that they haven't beaten Evolt with like a fist, but they did outsmart Evolt, and they were and even
You cut out there.
the connection between Evol's black hole, Evol's for Evolt and the black panel, and that was really cool. And then even Misora like gets the box in the center, and Center just merges the two together. But I was just wondering if like Banjo had to have like taken Evil to space because Rabbit Tank can't fly. That is the one thing that I was a bit miffed about. Would he have transformed into Hawk Gatling or something? But yeah, otherwise, Tank can't fly.
I don't think Sento's plan was to fly into space, but if it was, he also has Rocket Panda and can just Forze that shit.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Ikoze.
Jose, yay!
Yeah. This was a really good and impactful end to the episode. Of course, we know there's one episode left, so there's gotta be at least one final battle with Evolt. As for the whole worlds merging thing, part of me wants the people who die to stay dead so their deaths aren't cheap. On the other hand, I'm like, please do not just have Sento alone with like fighters dead in this new world. I don't want that to happen to him. He doesn't deserve it. So, very biggest cliffhanger of the series, which makes sense because we're almost at the end. Weep, weep, weep. But I know I'm going to need some alcohol along with the last episode in just a few days.
I got some Pinnacle.
So,
Yeah, I drowned out my sorrow of last week's episode with vodka. This week also another vodka. So next week is gonna be the same.
I'll be staying out of that conversation.
Yes, don't get in trouble. But my theory that I told Vashi was that they might pull like a Ryuki, where basically we're gonna see the riders, but they'll be, alternate reality versions. They won't remember Sento, and it'll be kind of bittersweet. But we'll see.
I'll believe that.
That'll hurt more.
This episode is already Ryuki levels of everyone dies at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was just gonna say one final thought, small thought. I think they're gonna go with the price for this entire thing happening would be Sento being the forgotten hero. Like nobody remembers who Sento is, and the only one who does might be if it might be either Banjo or it's just gonna be Sento. Like it's only Sento remembers who he is. Nobody else does.
Which would hurt even more, but
yeah.
To jump on what Henshin was saying, I do kind of feel like I'm on the edge a little bit. Like, I'm not trying to cheapen this. feels like such a heartbreaking moment. They hit the mark what they were trying to do with this, but at the same time, I can't help but feel the logic and like the behind the scenes sort of thing they're doing with this. Like, there's only one episode left, and let's be honest, even with everything that's going on, none of us know what's gonna come of this. None of us do. You can speculate and theorize all you want, but okay, most of us don't. My point is, it's a cliffhanger for a good reason, but I can't help but feel the logic behind this. Like, okay, something's up here. Like, what are they trying to do? And I don't want that. My worry is that I don't want them to cheapen the death. And, like, if the worlds do merge, they're gonna cheapen the deaths and, like, oh, they're bringing everybody back. It's like, no. But at the same time, I can't help but worry, like what Henshin's saying, I don't want Sento to be alone. You know? It's just, it's a very rough thing to be in between, and I don't know which side I'm on. And I really don't know what's gonna come of this.
So, I'm gonna get to something and I will preface it before I get to it. First and foremost, Banjo giving Build the I'm sorry, Banjo taking out Evolt was the more logical thing to do. Because if you base logic into it, they're merging two worlds. If you get rid of one part of Evolt, Evolt would still have to exist by a logical standpoint because Evolt still technically exists within Banjo. So Banjo would have to get rid of himself, otherwise Evolt would still have a way back to be created when the worlds merge. But that aside, is like that ends up killing effectively every rider but Sento now, which sucks. Unless you apply logic to it, they're merging a world without Skywall. Everybody that is quote unquote dead in this world would be alive in the other, in theory. So they're gonna merge the worlds and everything will be all well and copacetic. My issue with that is it seems to be this entire plan of merging the worlds, to me, it literally just seems like setup for Zio, which starts in a couple of weeks, as a way to explain him getting from basically Build to XA to whatnot, because they've already established that that was parallel worlds. So to me, this is just an excuse for that being streamlined. To me, it's doing the Decade thing before the series starts rather than during it. And are you sure that's who that is, Rye?
In that picture, no.
That's who I think it is, right?
It could be. Like,
Okay.
The outfit is what's throwing me off there.
Well, I'm also prefacing by what's in his hand, too.
For those of you wondering, we're
So, I wanted to. I had to ask a question to verify to make sure my information was correct, and I'm going to classify it as a spoiler warning to anybody who's not seen it, but it prefaces the trailer for Kamen Rider Zio, which again starts here in a few weeks, which Banjo is clearly in. And knows who Sento is because they're literally standing in the same room together and helping.
Yeah, I've actually double checked when they like, isn't he in there? And I said, I think so. And I took a look, and his outfit threw me off for a second, and I thought, like, oh wait, no, that's not him. But when I look at him closer, like, yeah, that's him.
And he's holding the rider watch for Crossy.
Oh yeah, huh?
I
Forgot
did
about
not
that.
catch that. I saw Sento and Banjo interacting with Shogo in the trailer, and Sento giving Shogo the build watch, but I didn't see the other one.
And to me, this is where they kind of shot themselves in the foot with the tension. Because now everybody's like, oh, Banjo's dead. And now they're sitting there, well, he's in the trailer for the next series, which literally takes place after this one. So...
I mean, I was expecting everyone to
He
come
has to
back,
come back.
anyways.
Right, but it's like you look at it from a logical standpoint, it's like there is a possibility that not everybody would make it back from this plan.
So, this is where the cultural difference comes in. Japan doesn't care about spoilers, it's just all advertising to them.
Right. And to me, it's slightly aggravating because like I said, it kills the tension and it steals the drama from the scene because now you're sitting going, well, I don't have to worry about him being dead. Whether it's alternate universe Banjo or whatever.
Okay, you know what? I was just gonna say something. Maybe he traveled back in time.
Who?
Zio.
Zio. He
Like,
has a time machine.
But
Now there's an
he
interesting
doesn't-
possibility.
Theo doesn't have a time machine until he gets the rider watch.
I think
And
it's
the
until
belt,
he...
which
Sorry, keep going.
if you go off what was released for the synopsis of it, he doesn't get any of his stuff until Build makes it for him.
I thought that was debunked already.
No, it hasn't
Yeah.
been debunked. It has not been debunked.
Okay.
Gates is the one with the time machine.
it's the same thing that happened with Decade, where the previous rider is the one who gives them their belt.
Oh, I hate preconceptions.
My question for Zio is this time machine in the series going to be more DeLorean or more TARDIS?
It's a giant robot.
I was gonna
TARDIS.
say, it's more
TARDIS.
X8. The answer is that's more X8, actually.
Real? Oh, I gotcha.
It's Mighty Maximum X, but the Zio version.
I guess so, huh?
Time. I want someone to edit in the pause sound effect whenever the time jackers stop time, just for
Oh,
laughs.
please, that would be amazing.
I already have plans to edit the
Sure.
opening theme song to the Doctor Who theme song.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Just
Gentlemen,
'cause.
start your Photoshops.
My question, I know we're getting off topic, but right now I'm like, have they even announced who's doing the theme song? Because I'm eagerly anticipating the first leaked clip.
I heard a rumor, but I don't know if it's official.
I'll try looking up right now while you guys talk.
Well, I heard a rumor that Issa was gonna do, the people who sang Justwise was gonna do it, but that I think it's just a rumor.
As I'm like, it has to be released either late this week,
Excuse
early
me.
next week. Bless you.
I
So I'm
wanted to
like,
make sure
yeah.
Watanabe.
usually they announce it at the press conference. I'm surprised they haven't.
Maybe it doesn't have a theme song.
I wanted to be Shu Watanabe.
Songs.
Well, yeah, Shu Watanabe would be great, but I don't think he's a theme song material. He would be more for
He
inserts.
was, but he became very close because he was insert song material for an entire series.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. He's great for inserts, not for theme.
I don't care. I could have
Insert theme.
I could have accepted Time Judge Doll as a theme song for O's.
Judge
Fair.
Doll. And I need to see O's, but I love Time Judge Doll.
It's very gay. I love it.
Why do you think I like this song? Besides it being cool.
Yeah,
Favorite
that-
insert song is
There's
so
a rumor
justice.
that the band Da Pump is going to do the opening.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I don't know if it's official yet, though.
But like I said, but like all this stuff steals. Like seeing this, that Banjo is perfectly fine come Zio. I mean, even if they do decide to use the whole time travel thing or whatnot as to excuse of why build exists, which would open up its own Pandora boxes with this shit.
Nice.
It's
Well,
an
'cause then you
anniversary
have to-
season. Who cares?
I see what
Because
you
at which
there.
point you then have to explain how Bill didn't know that everything was fine because here's a writer from the future that Evolt didn't destroy. So
So
Yeah,
that
that's right.
when like Shogo first meets Sento, it's gonna be the whole Sento knows exactly who he is because Shogo met him in like the past and
Okay.
stuff.
yeah, it's
Ace.
but like I said, even if they do that, it still steals the tension because it forces you to look at the possibility of the logic behind. Oh wait, everybody who's dead in this world is alive in the other world. Because that was part of the whole purpose of the plan.
Okay. I was just gonna. Okay, wait. I was just gonna give a counter argument to this. I think that say. I think. Okay, wait. I think that that whole. Okay, from what you guys have said, Evolt is gonna be back the next episode. Yes. So maybe by proxy, Banjo himself also got out from there.
It's my theory that that location they're fighting in is like the bridge between the worlds, and Sento still has to fight him to like complete the ritual.
Kill him.
Yeah, pretty much. I really want Sento to kill him so bad.
I also want is like after the series Shoichi, sorry, to finally wake up from his coma and like reaction everyone has is, oh shit, is Evil still alive, before they realize, no wait, it's the other guy.
Alright. So
That would be kind of funny.
I
but
want oh, go on.
Sorry. The only thing I wanted to point out is the reason why the whole point of everybody will be alive in the next world is such a big deal, and why it's such a big. This is how it's going to work out, is because that's literally the plan that Sento has. Because X8's been, or Evolt's been, destroying cities, and that was the whole purpose of merging them, was to bring back everybody that Evolt killed. That was the whole purpose of it.
I feel like that was the plan.
The merging the worlds is this universe's version of the Dragon Balls. It's the catch-all to to erase what Evolt did.
Okay. You said Dragon Ball. I just remember one quote from Saracenian. Well, just wait a second.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Basically, what he said was this entire the entire second half of Build is basically Namek Saga from Dragon Ball Z.
It kind of is.
Yeah, just a little bit. Everything's getting wrecked. And then, a la God.
Okay. So I want to read out this article on the rumor about the band for the Zio opening. I'm reading this off of nihonhero.weebly.com. Pump, who are trending in Japan because of their lambish cool song USA, are rumored to perform the theme song of Kamen Rider Zio. Pump's vocal and leader, I think that's pronounced Issa, had tweeted about a recording in his Twitter. He mentions there's nothing so wonderful in this last summer of Heisei. He has also used the hashtag continuation is powerful. In his tweet, he had also mentioned that the announcement about it will be on August 30th. That comes next week, actually. Another rumor among fans is that it could be related to the rumored Kamen Rider 5's 15th anniversary movie. I didn't hear anything about this.
Me neither.
Me neither.
Apparently there's a rumor that that's happening. I'd like to see that if it's true.
It is coming up. Scene 5. But I know about Kaiksa Day.
Da Pump Indies had previously performed 3 theme songs for Kamen Rider. The theme song of Fi's, Justifies, the theme song for the first, Bright Our Future, and finally, the next, Chosen Soldier. So
Yeah.
it is plausible that they are performing the theme for Zio.
That does sound so. I'm gonna give it like 65% likely.
On that note, do you want to?
Yeah, sounds like
Before we
everyone.
get too way off.
Yeah, we went way off topic.
Yeah, it sounds like.
Little bit.
Podcast 2 weeks before Zio starts.
Yeah, it sounds like everyone said everything they need to about Build. Next week is the finale. I'm in tears.
I'm just okay. Okay, I was just gonna say I'm just hoping for one thing about Zio is I'm just hoping for Zio to have one of its insert song covered by Dan Masamune. So I'll be happy after that.
He quit his life as a game designer to become a pop band singer.
Yeah, he did one for Build already.
Oh.
To that set being like released and put on YouTube, I want to hear all those songs.
Alright.
Yeah. Well, one of them you can hear now because he has his album released.
And I will be listening to that after that. That's Burning My Soul, right?
Yeah, Burning My Soul.
Be listening to that.
Okay, thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. We'll be back next Tuesday for more Lupin Ranger vs. Pot Ranger, and next Wednesday for the finale of Kamen Rider Build. It's shaping up to be a good ending, so I'm really happy for it. See you next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Henshin, yours didn't go through. Okay, well, Henshin's mic isn't working, but she says goodbye.
Adieu, and later, taters.
Thank you all for joining us. See you guys next week.